And so the last piece I want to cover with you is how do you become product-led? All right, so how do you become product-led? I wanted to start this with a story because I love stories, and this one's a fun one. So my friend Chris is the CEO and founder of Snappa.com. And I was chatting with Chris and just going through the numbers for the business, and I was amazed.
Wow.
Honestly, I've never seen a business with a higher homepage conversion rate. I was shocked. And also curious because I had never seen that before. And it was super easy to sign up for Snappa.com. You just had to go to the homepage, click, create my graphic now, and boom, you could, within, I think they had 2 fields. It was asking you for your email and your password. You could create an account. It was super easy. And then I asked Chris, what percentage of people who sign up for a free account here actually go into the product? And so Chris didn't know. And he came back to me an hour and a half later and said, 27% of people never go into the product. Now, he was pretty miffed about this one. I had seen this problem again and again, so I was going to lead him on and try and get him to figure it out on his own. And so I asked, well, why is that? And so he came back to me a bit later and said, well, there's a couple steps that they have to do in order to get into the product. I said, interesting. And so when we looked into it, they had this pretty common step, which you've done it before. Trust me, you're familiar with this. You don't even have to read this email, but you've seen a step like this before. Just please confirm your email. It's so common for so many SaaS companies where you have to confirm your email as soon as you sign up for the product, and you can't go into the product without doing that. And so this one step didn't really seem like a big deal, but when we dug into it, it was actually a pretty big deal because 27% of the users weren't actually able to experience the value of the product. They weren't able to go into the product, period, because of this one step. And so we looked into it and said, what does someone have to do to actually get into the product? So we mapped it all out. Okay, step 1, they have to go to their email. Step 2, they now have to go click the email. And step 3, they have to read the email and then click the link in the email to confirm. And step 4, then they have to re-sign in. And step 5, they have to click log in again. And then they can go into the product. So it was actually 5 steps for this one problem. And so we had a solution or potential solution, an idea. And that idea was, let's just, for the first time, someone signs up for Snappa.com. They don't have to see this step. Yes, second time they sign in, they can still see the step. But for the first time user, we just want to get them into the product and seeing value of the product as soon as possible. And as soon as we did that, as soon as Chris's team implemented this, they started to notice that their monthly recurring revenue started growing, and it started growing quickly. And in fact, by the end of the month that they had implemented this, their monthly recurring revenue had grown by 20%, which was fantastic. Now my question to you is why? Why did more users upgrade here? They were able to go into the product faster, yes, but that didn't really indicate that, they would start upgrading just like everyone else. That 27% of users, they started doing something different. They started upgrading. Why was that? Now, typically, if I was giving this in a live webinar, I'd get you to answer it, but I have to answer this one myself. So I'll give you the hint. It all comes back to the sentence. Your end user success will eventually become your success. So this 27% of users that wasn't successful, once they were able to see success in the product, they were able to create their graphic, they actually upgraded because they wanted access to that value within the product. And that eventually led to Snappa's success. So that is the whole secret behind product-led growth. I wish I could say it was something more revolutionary or crazy, but it really does come down to something that simple. Serve first, then sell. And people love you for it because they understand that you can help them with the problems that they had, and they will reward you for it by helping them. And so to really wrap up, I want to remind you that the way we sell has changed. The way we sell has changed. The way we buy has changed. It used to be enough to simply tell people about your product and hope that they would buy. But now you need to show them the value of your product and really deliver on the value you promise in order for them to purchase your product. And product-led growth is simply how you turn that approach into an executable business strategy. So my question for you is, do you want to become product-led?